Namaste everyone, good afternoon. I'm going to introduce today Dr. Selva. Dr. Selva is a neurologist from India, a cardiologist from the United States of America, and now he is becoming an integrative practitioner. So I would like to discuss few of the pointers which are going to help me to share with my community here in the United States today. So we are going to cover up few of the points. I hope you all will enjoy. This is once again Aruna Patki, Ayurvedic practitioner, a physician from India. Welcome everyone. Today we are going, sir, I would love to hear a little bit about you and your practice.
Yeah, I've been in medical practice for more than 40 years now, and I have seen various kind of patients, all the diseases I have seen, and finally realized that as a doctor, I don't do a complete cure for the patient, and they still have diseases left over, and we do handle the emergencies very well, or acute illness very well. But Western medicine does not provide chronic diseases to be treated or the root causes to be found. And each patients are different, so same drug is not going to work on all the patients. That's the reason that I was now expanding my practice into integrative, which include Ayurvedic and other manipulative medicines and various other branches of medicines included. That's the reason that I am here with our Ayurvedic doctor to talk about it.
So welcome, sir. Like, how do you see your patients will get more benefited when you are trying to go into the integrative approach?
Basically, cellular, everybody, when they come to us, they say, oh, my father had diabetes, my mom had diabetes, that's why I have it. So people like to blame, genetics. But genetics is very little, only 5% of the diseases are genetically, probably when they're born, they have it. But most of us get disease because our cell changes after we born. And we do go scientifically that you don't change your DNA, but you change your potential to the character of the cells. That scientifically they say methylation, demethylation kind of thing. That's mean one gene can either turn off or turn off. So that's why the disease process comes. And that's why when you say in Ayurvedic also, Pitta, Kapha, Vata, that when they're born, probably they are in balance, but when we do various stuff and we get out of balance, same thing basically explained by epigenetics in Western medicine, which is a new topic now, but which indicate that our disease start from before that we go to the doctor, disease start long before that. So that's why we had to find out why the disease, what the disease is, rather than giving one medication for it.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So I would like to know more about the concept of whether the food has an impact on the physiology or the physical aspect and emotional aspect and the mental aspect of the body. So can we talk a little bit about the food connections with the physical and mental disorders?
Yeah, it's basically not only the food and various stuffs come into play to modify your cell, and that each organs probably affected more in one particular person than the other. The number one is the food. Second one is your physical activity. Third one is the toxins that you are taking, like tobacco, alcohol, sugary beverages, which is considered almost as alcohol. And also don't forget the environmental pollutants like water. It has to be a good water. Cosmetics, they say that average female wear about 500 toxins in their makeup.
Yes.
And food has to be organic. There are dirty dozens, which is with a lot of pesticides. And also a house which don't have good ventilations, and mold and various things can cause. And next one is the stress. So these all factors come to play together. So I basically treat my patients attacking. First one is diet. If somebody asked me to put the percentage, I would put 70% of the health is depend on the diet, what you goes in, what you eat, what you are. And second one is exercise, third one is sleep, and also stress reduction, which is almost equal to the diet.
Good.
Then they say what diet is. A lot of confusion there. What diet you had to follow. I'm dieting. Every patient comes, says I'm dieting, I'm on keto diet, I'm on that diet, that diet. But basically it has to be very simple, not complicated. All the diet programs are mainly made for business purposes, not for healing patients. So there are also 195 countries studies done. And they have found out 195 countries only we have in the world. Okay. All countries were included. There were 15 dietary risk factors was identified, which are low in fruits, low in vegetable, low in legumes, low in whole grain, low in nuts and seed, low in milk, low in fiber, low in calcium, now low in seafood, and low in polyunsaturated fatty acid, which is on the vegetables of oils, but the oils we mostly use in Ayurvedic. So out of these, you look at it, everything is vegetable except the seafood. These are low in this diet and high in sodium, high in processed meat, high in sugar beverages, and high in trans fat. These are the risk factors was identified. And America came as 43rd on the rank. It's not the first. And the first country is, lowest is Israel. So because they eat Mediterranean food, mostly they are vegetable. So meat eaters or fish eaters, the recommendation is currently 80% of the product has to be vegetables. And animal protein can be 20%. But we can go into details whether vegetable protein is better than the animal protein. Right? Why that is important, also we can discuss. When you talk about the food, another study was done which do it for like 4 years follow-up, and they found out which one is a better food on the health effect and which one is the bad one. The very first one came as a plain or artificially sweetened yogurt. That is the best one. Even in the market, plain or artificially sweetened.
Unsweetened, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And second one came as a seafood. And whole milk is better than low-fat milk.
This is a very huge myth in the market, though.
Yes. That has been proven over and over again. Whole milk is better than the low-fat milk. And the worst one is hamburger. Hot dogs and pork and bacons. Meat, if it is a healthy meat, it comes somewhere neutral. And when you go to why vegetable protein is better than animal protein, there are some other factors need to be considered. Benefit of the plant protein is it lower the blood pressure, it lower the cholesterol, and it has more fibers, and it has magnesium and potassium, which is almost everybody is deficient in magnesium in US. 90% of the people are deficient in magnesium. That's why they have cramps and all that stuff. And it's definitely reduced the cardiovascular mortality for us. There are patients they have proven, they have given, the doctor said they can do anything, but they went into vegetarian diet, they completely cured themselves from the heart disease. And also the vegetarian food has what we call phytonutrients, which is the color of the, each proteins. One is red, one is, yellow, other one is green. So those are phytonutrients. That's only come from plants. And these phytonutrients help the immunity and various other protective mechanisms for the people. Only problem is they might say, okay, your vegetable protein is incomplete because it does not have all the essential amino acid. That's the only argument the meat lovers bring it in. But if you combine the grain and the beans, you become complete.
That's the complete.
Then it's complete one. That's why most of the time Ayurvedic diet recommends combine both of them. What is the benefit of animal protein is high in complete protein. So it's easy, you get a complete protein source, so you don't need to go for it there, you don't need to combine, that's easy. And it has high in iron, iodine, and vitamin B12. That is probably advantage. But the problem is high in saturated fat. That's the reason for cardiac disease. Not the regular fat, polyunsaturated, saturated fat. And it is high in methionine, cysteine, isoleucine, other 3 amino acids, which causes something called mTOR, which thereby it stimulates the insulin growth factors, insulin-like growth factors. That is one of the reasons for cancer and cardiovascular disease. It's a complex mechanism, but simple thing is to say is that compared to vegetable protein, animal protein promote cancer and cardiovascular disease.
Cancer and cardiovascular disease.
And also it increases the plaque formation, and the same mechanism was involved. It is called different pathophysiology, but and also it causes a lot of inflammation, animal protein. Even if it is a healthy animal protein, it causes it.
Because the nature is as such.
Yes. So, even if it's a very healthy animal protein, it can increase the cancer, cardiovascular disease, plaque formation, and inflammation. So the maximum people asked if they had to use animal protein, they can do it for 2 to 3 days a week and as healthy as possible.
As healthy.
That means grass-fed beef or pasture-raised chicken. Pasture-raised chicken means a chicken that is grown open.
Grown open.
Free-range chicken is nothing. Free-range chicken is they still keep it in the cage. They can open a window that called, according to FDA, it can be free-range.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Not the free-moving kind of thing.
It's still
not exercising chickens.
No.
Yeah.
They don't exercise. They're still in the cage. Free range is only required to have one window is open for them, but the chicken doesn't know where the window is.
Yeah.
And so don't go for like free range chicken, organic chicken. Organic chicken still, they can be organic, they don't give antibiotic, but they get the feed from the corn and genetically modified foods, so thereby still is a problem. So very hard to buy good meat. Grass-fed beef is very expensive. Pasteurized chicken, there are some farmers make it, that you had to visit the farm and look at it, how they make it. They do, there are places available. And other one is wild-caught fish. Very important because farm-raised fish again have a lot of problems because they have what they can feed. Mainly they get corn and various other products. And fish, if they want to eat, the smaller fish is better than the larger fish because sea has a lot of mercury, which causes dementia. So small fish, on the beginning of the food chains, thereby they won't accumulate that much. And nowadays we dumping everything in the sea, so thereby you have to be careful about seafood too, right?
That's true.
And so on the food, mainly anti-inflammatory food is vegetable and fruits, and mainly non-sugary like berries and not fully ripe fruits.
Too much ripe fruits.
And then legumes and whole grains. And then if you want to eat fish, it will come, they say like 2 to 3 per week, maximum 6. And meat eaters is only 1 to 2 a week. But mostly, you want to be safe to prevent cancer, cardiovascular disease, you go for a vegetable protein. And when you come to the protein, how much protein is important? It's too much that they are recommending nowadays. And actually speaking, 20% only you need protein.
Okay.
55% is carbohydrate. A lot of people think low carbohydrate diet lose weight. It's not so. Carbohydrate is the one that gives you energy, and which is the #1 food for years and years. But only thing is a complex carbohydrate. That's mean whole grain. Vegetable has carbohydrates, so vegetables and whole grain has to be 55%. 25% is the fat, and 20% is the protein. That's the current recommendation.
Wow.
So, and protein is like, you go to the market, protein is like everywhere, right? Protein bars, protein shake, and they want to infuse water in the protein too. So basically it is like $19 billion industry. That's why they are promoting. They think if you eat high protein, you lose weight. Yes, protein reduce your appetite, but excess protein never gets stored in the body. It's basically converted into carbohydrate and fat. So basically you can gain weight if you eat excess. So what do you need exactly is you need 0.8 gram per kg. So if you have 70 kilos, you need only somewhere around 60. If you're exercising. If you're not exercising, so about 50 grams for men, 46 grams for women. That's mean if you are egg eaters, is probably 2 eggs is more than enough.
Oh.
So
for a day?
Yes. And so if you are eating eggs, 2 eggs, half a cup of nuts, and about should be enough for your protein intake. So the protein is actually because of the earlier they said low cholesterol, diet, it's become high carbohydrate, refined carbohydrate, then we was not succeeding. So all the dietary changes happened. They increase the protein intake, which is not necessary unless you are training for an Olympics or something like that. Then you can go up to 1.2. Depending on your need, or you are a very high manual workers, you can go for like 1 point. That's also 1.2 gram per kg. If you are sedentary, 0.6 is more than enough.
So we all come under the umbrella of 0.6 then.
0.6 to 0.8 maximum. If you exercise some amount, regular exercise, not doing competitive exercise, 0.8 is more than enough.
Oh wow. Okay, that's such a good information, sir, to know about how much exactly we need as per your science. In Ayurveda, we always talk about the balanced diet. The diet is supposed to have the sweet, sour, salt, pungent, bitter, astringent. And that includes everything which comes under the umbrella of, you do the 4 parts of your stomach. You divide your stomach. Basically, they talk about the Trivida Kukshi concept. But to make let's understand this concept of Ayurvedic approach of how much we should eat. That has like 4 parts of the food you do. One is as per you, carbohydrate, protein, fat, right? And then the kind of liquids part of it, the nutrients. So under the carbohydrate, you talk about the way all the grains and these things supposed to come. Under the protein concept, it can be a plant protein or the animal protein. But animal protein, Ayurveda never say no to use for certain reasons. If your occupation is certain, then you go to the animal protein. Again, that the concept of what the way you explain sedentary lifestyle. Right? Here you do not need that much protein. Whereas if I am a person in an army and I'm having a severe physical activity, too much physical activity or athletic work, then in that case I definitely need. So it depends upon your body type, what is your occupation and all of that. Then comes the fat part. Ayurveda always praises the fat. Your brain is sitting in the fat. That's what the concept, another way of looking at it. How much glue you need in your joint, right? If you do not have a glue, you do not have enough fat in the body, that then you are going to have issues in the body. So, and then these are the food groups you can think, like modern way, the way you guys think, we think about all these sweet, sour, salt, pungent, bitter, astringent. This taste of the food, divide the food, and then keep, when you are eating, instead of eating 100%, you eat the 75% only. So keep the 1/4 part empty of your stomach, where you will have that space for the protein, fat, grains comes together and convert and have that digestive transformation, that concept. So this is very good, like the way you explained it, very good. Like,
And also the weight loss is kind of very people, everybody want to lose weight. Yes, weight losing is helpful, but weight losing cannot come only with the diet, right? Because weight recycling is another concept that is not very healthy, because that's mean people go on some diet and then lose weight, and then they go back under the regular diet and gain weight, which has more disease than just lose the weight and maintaining it. And only like very few percentage of people are very successful keep the weight off.
yes.
Which you ask the stories, most of the people lose the weight and go back on it. So my advice for my patient is, or also others says, the weight loss has to be a side effects. That's when you ask me, I said, I'm not
and that's
concern.
a beautiful answer. I love that answer, sir. It's not even the concern in Ayurveda.
Yeah.
Health is totally different. The way
Yeah,
we
if you're
talk
morbidly
here.
obese is a
Yeah.
different story.
Yeah.
But even then, weight loss has to be as a side effects. Why? Normal weight people, overweight people, and obese people, if they are active physically, and their mortality is same, no difference, very little difference. There is no difference. So you can be still obese, but if you are physically active, and you will have the same mortality. But if you're losing weight, gaining weight, then it's going to be a problem. So weight loss is not only come by diet, sleep is important, and stress, because stress secrete all your hormones, which are adrenalines, which are cortisols, which is basically kind of giving a steroid injection to a patient, so they're definitely going to gain weight. So if you have a stress, that's going to don't let you lose weight.
Absolutely.
So, so all the aspect has to come into play. Diet, exercise, sleep, and stress reduction has to come into play. Then the weight loss will automatically come as a side effect.
Absolutely. That's a beautiful way of looking at it. Yeah, it is a side effect of the things what you do. But we take a lot of efforts to lose that weight nowadays. People are stressed out more with that concept itself. Yeah, and that whole concept of going to the boot camps, going to the many Ks, like 13K, full marathon, half marathon, then you will not
Pills.
you will not understand how much I see that craze of having these kind of activities and not connecting that concept with the stress, inflammation, or the nature, the acidic nature, or the stress hormones, that all you have to manage it very well. People are very much into one part, athletic part, and not thinking about the the care and wellness and management aspect of it. So that is one fad I see in our generation, in our community, that is coming up very strongly. But again, that's one thing I really enjoyed the way you explained it, that management of stress is very important.
And also other one is a lot of energy drinks, a lot of sodas, and even the yogurts. If you look at it, and the labels are 35 grams of sugar, 40 grams of sugar. Even a small cup of yogurt has like 25 grams of sugar. I don't know why it has to be there, and what's the sugar and what's the problem. Most of the sugars are here made from high fructose corn syrup, because the industry find out that's the cheapest way of producing sugar. It's not even come from cane. It's come from high fructose corn syrup. That means they filter the corn, and there's a fructose. Normally sugar has fructose and sucrose equal amount. Here fructose amount is very high. So it's called high fractionated corn syrups. That's the one most of the time use it in the chocolates, and use it in sodas, use it in fruit juice, bread, and you name it, or cereals, and everything
is bombarded with the
sugar. So and then say put the sugar, and they say heart healthy cereal.
Heart healthy stuff.
Then high fructose corn syrup is the most common cause for the fatty liver and the cirrhosis, not the alcohol in the US now. So alcohol is the secondary, and they say non-alcoholic hepatic steatosis. You must have heard about NAS. That's the name given for that. Children are mainly affected because they drink a lot of sodas. So if somebody drink one drink of soda per day, they consume 39 pounds of sugar per year. Average American take 150 pounds of sugar per year. That's mean half a pound of sugar per day, with all the fast food and things like that.
Oh my God.
Yes. Yeah, you go by the per capita consumption of sugar is so high that average American take about half a pound.
Yes, sir. Every cereal box is bombarded with sugar. Every bread is bombarded with sugar. Every food is bombarded with sugar. It's like, that taste, sweet taste, make you eat more food. More food and crave more, because as the sugar is going to go, once you will be repeatedly eating, craving for the food, and you will be going, that cycle is hard to break.
Sugar causes one problem is, when I came here, they said, oh, you had to eat, sweet or something like that when you are studying. Actually, it's blunt your brain, because sugar has to immediately it's like increasing your fire, right? What do you call it? Pitta?
Pitta.
Yeah, increasing your fire. So sugar has to, as soon as it goes in, it has to get metabolized. So it actually causes a lot of heat. And when heat comes, it damages the cells. It oxidates the cells, so it damages the cells. So one of the common cause for the dementia currently you see in a lot of people is mainly refined carbohydrate and sugar. And that causes a lot of amyloid deposit. I see patients nowadays about 55, 60, their memory has come down. I started with them, then they were 40, when they are 55, they cannot even recognize me. Yeah. It's very early, so which is one of the reasons. Is other environmental toxins, definitely, but the sugar is one of the main player on that. And other contents in the soda is phosphoric acid, which can cause kidney stone, which can kill your bacteria in your gut. And even the diet soda is no better, because diet soda has a lot of stuff which can kill your friendly bacteria on your gut. That is more important than your cells. And also it's the reason for inflammatory bowel disease and irritable bowel syndromes and all that. Everybody is irritable bowel, right?
Yeah.
And caffeine, another one you said, is constipation. Right, that causes constipation, which is there in the soda a lot. And soda independently increase the heart attack and stroke. for various reasons, and it damages your teeth. And they say it also increase the asthma, probably because of carbonated drink. So it has a lot of side effects. It affects the brain, liver, heart, kidneys, and you name it, and the gut.
I would like to know about the way you explain the bread industry, like the variations of bread, and whether it is okay to eat the bread, or whether we should avoid eating the bread.
According to the science,
staple food for us in our country. It's a convenient, easy, on the way to go. Everything starts from the bread concept for us.
What I read about it is, if the bread don't get spoiled within 1 day or 2 days, that means that bread is made with chemicals.
Here you go.
That's a simple argument. And nowadays, they don't, very, very rarely they use yeast to ferment the bread. French eat more bread and cheese than us, and they are less obesity than any other countries. Why it is because they know how to identify the bad bread. That's why I heard, and they go for a good bread that is made authentically. So bread is it has to be. First thing is not refined, flour. The second one is. First thing is they say once you, even as a whole grain bread, once you make it as a flour, it has little problem than you eat as a whole grain. That's first thing. But worst come worst, you can eat whole grain, but whole grain not made with chemicals. It made with the regular one. They say sourdough bread is made normally like that, so you can eat them. So the biscuits that's made in the most of the places, and mainly in South, right? Biscuit they eat, that's full of chemicals. And also the buns that given for the burger is full of chemicals, because the bun can stay forever.
I told you the story, right? The bun story.
Yeah.
6 months to 1 year, it can stay good.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see that.
So the bread company need not to label a lot of stuff on what they are putting on it, and because after certain percentage they don't need to mention all the ingredients. So basically they mention how much sugar it has, how much other ingredient it has, but some of the ingredient they don't need to mention if it is very minimal amount. So that's why they get out of the trouble.
So minimal toxin is okay? Minimal poison is okay?
No, because it's going to accumulate, right? Because nobody eat us. We are the last animal, so nobody eat us. So our toxin is not going anywhere. It's staying in our body, in our cells, each and every cell. So, and the cells suffer.
So so it's so good to know about like how the bread takes a month, or the way you explain the Coke kills the bacteria, the gut bacteria. The bread creates a mess in the bacteria, or the packaged food. What do you call about the packaged food?
Packaged food is, first thing is the plastic, which is you have to be careful. A lot of toxins there in the plastic, right? And the second one is packaged food has to have a shelf life. When you have a shelf life, which is already chemicalized.
There you go.
Right? Because it was packaged somewhere and it came to you, and so it has to stay in the store for some time.
Absolutely.
And then it has to come to you, and even if it is refrigerated, then our principle come, it's not fresh. So basically, actually I found out that Dr. Mark Hyman put 3 basic principles of your food. Don't get too confused, right? Though you don't need to be a religious to follow the religions, when shopping, ask yourself, did the God make this, or did the man make it? You think did the God make this sweet? Eat it. There is no sweetheart made it. Avocado, did God made it? Yes. You can eat. So the simple thing is, you think if it is a whole natural food, you can eat it, unless you are allergic to it, right? And ask the question on every item you are thinking to dropping in your grocery cart. And then you complete your purchase.
Wow. Beautiful.
And then he says, second one is whole plant-based.
Plant-based.
Okay. Plant-rich diet, at least 80%. And you should be vegetable, nuts, seeds and fruits. And include healthy fats. Don't stay away from the fat. Don't believe that low fat. Monounsaturated and polyunsaturated omega-3 fatty acid. That's there in all the vegetable and vegetable oils, except certain oils which are genetically modified, you should not buy. Especially canola oil is, all the canolas are genetically modified under spoon otherwise. Corn oil is same thing, all of them are genetically modified. And good fat, avocado, olive oil, nuts, seeds, fatty fish you want, grass-fed animal products. What's the difference between grass-fed and a grain-fed is, grain-fed has a lot of omega-6. Grass-fed has omega-3. So omega-3 is the good one. Omega-6 you should have only 3:1 ratio. Normally, omega-6 is 3, omega-3 is 1 ratio. That's the normal ratio of the animal protein in the past. Now, because of the grain fat, it's become 16:1. So thereby, that's why it's inflammatory. Because omega-6 you needed it, but omega-6 you needed it only certain amount. The proportion is goes very high when it is the animal fed by something else. I have a patient who is a chicken farmer, right? He came to me for something else. So I tried to find out from people what they do, and So I asked him, how do you make chicken? He said, I don't do anything. They come, I have a couple of cages in my yard. So the company come, they unload the chicks. They come with the forklift and they just unload the chick inside the cage. It's non-human way of putting a chicks inside. He said they're going to die. No, they're not going to die. Then they give the food, supply of all the food that needed for 8 weeks to that chicken to eat. And he has to put it every day. Open the window and put it, and chicken has nowhere to go. That food has already antibiotics, hormone, everything in it. It is designed by the factory. So that given to the, after 8 weeks, they come and pick up the chicken.
That's it.
And the chicken doesn't know how to stand. They cannot stand. Their bone is so much fragile. So same thing will happen to us when we eat that.
Like.
That's why if you watch that, Game Changer, you will find it.
Okay. So this is Doctor. And what is the third point, sir?
Third point, first one is a limited processed food has to be limited. You have to think is God made it or not. Second one is plant-based. Third one is a healthy fats.
So
fat, we are not against fat. Fat is 25 to 30%, but it's a healthy fat.
So as a cardiac person, like cardiac doctor, what are the good oils you suggest people to use?
I normally ask them to if they are cooking, I ask them to avocado oil or sesame oils. And if they are also olive oil and various other nuts oil, walnut oils can be used. And coconut oil is the problem because you had to challenge yourself. There's a genetic variation that about 30% of the people may not tolerate coconut oil. So easiest ways to do it, do a cholesterol level first and then give the coconut oil and then see whether it is goes up or not. That's the easiest way of looking at it. So even if you're using a very small amount, it's not going to affect it. But now it is again the coconut fancy, right? Everything is coconut now. So which is anything is,
industry fad.
Yeah. Anything is going to be more than what you needed. It is going to affect us.
Yeah.
So coconut oil, I don't normally advise, but if they are willing to do it, then they have to be careful or rechecking it.
That's good to know. Awesome. This is a lot of information you are sharing about our concepts of drinking, eating out, or the packaged food, then the protein concept, because a lot of vegetarian people feel that, oh, we are vegetarians, we are not getting the protein. A lot of people talks about how do you get a protein, because I always tell my clients I'm vegetarian, so you will get only information about the vegetarian diet, because I talk and teach only what I feel, what I do to my clients in my American practice, because the way we live the lifestyle is totally different in India. Like, if I'm working, I have like many people around me which can help me do the things for me. Whereas in my American lifestyle, in my American practice, I'm like very independent for everything. So I always make sure if if I can do it and I'm able to do it in my 24 hours of my cycle in one day, then only I tell my clients, okay, if I can manage it, you can also manage it. That kind of thing. If I can cook, you can also cook. If I can practice yoga or walk or do something, you can also do it, because we are almost working the same hours, right? Only our style is different. Somebody is sedentary, somebody is occupational. Hazards are different in that case. But yeah, this is amazing. And
the organic vegetables. When I ask my patient, also they say, "Do you think I had to buy everything organic?" At least there are something called dirty dozens, which is has to be organic. And every year that environmental working group put out a list. It's called EWG org. You can environmental working group. If you Google it, it will come. They do a very good job on going through all the products and see how much pesticide it has. This year, strawberry is the number one, high in pesticide. And so dirty dozen, especially the one does not have a thick skin, right? Simple, easy way to remember.
Raspberries, strawberries, berries.
And where you are going to eat the skin too, so it has to be organic, right? Like avocado, it can be, non-organic.
Because you're not eating the skin.
Yes. So, but if you have problem, you can go into the website and find, even Google it, what is dirty dozen? It will come. Every year they put it in. So they say if you have like 3 serving of vegetables, 3 different vegetables mixed together to eat one meal, you are consuming about 10 pesticides. Wow. 10 different pesticides, which is more in America because the Roundup is not banned still. They can still do the Roundup even during the time of harvest. And that they do it in a conventional way. And then they wash it. They say they triple wash, and even they triple wash it, they wash it on a washer, which is very slowly, do it, so it is not going to remove. Yeah. So they say it's expensive, but I see, they have calculated it's only a 50 cents difference.
That's
so you don't eat out. You can.
Here you go. You can cook on your own. You can get your own grocery list. You can start doing some of the things. So
you can save a lot of money.
You can save a lot of money. Instead of money, you can save your stress. Being in the line, being in the 100 people and eating that sattvic, that food concept, the energy concept. So it will be less hazards to the body when you cook for yourself and when you eat at home and when you connect with your food and offer your love and your blessings in the food to you as well as your family members. So that's one of another things. But how do you see, sir, whether this Ayurvedic concept is something which can be seen like a good way of doing some lifestyle change and enhancing the self-care and self-help and self-love? Do you think like this is something useful in your own practice?
Yes, definitely. First thing is we have to understand is there is no one magic pill that's going to change the life. That concept has to go away. And or even one magic exercise that's going to change us.
Yes.
Or one magic food is not going to change us. So everything has to come together. So I tell my patients very simple things. So I asked one day someone, what kind of car you have? So she was surprised. She said, I have Mercedes Benz. Yeah. So what kind of gas you put into that car? Premium gas. I said, why? No, that's why it is recommended. Okay. How many times you go to service that car? Whenever they say, I go to the service. So you go to the service before car get repair, right?
Yeah.
Regular maintenance. So I said, do you do it yourself? You know, premium food and premium maintenance and look at all the tires and all the other stuff, and did you do it yourself? And we put everything in our mouth and we do everything we wanted the way, and finally accept this machine to work for 100 years. Where the car even look after like that is going to work about 10 to 15 years, maximum 20 years. I never heard about it. Especially nowadays cars may probably work 10 years if you are lucky. But you want your machine to work for 100 years or even 60 years. We had to maintain it. We had to maintain it all the aspect. That's why I look at the Ayurvedic practices. So there is no one cure that medicine want to bring. Now they're talking about they're going to find a field for what you call longevity.
Longevity, yeah.
Yes. And the people are waiting for it. You know, one day the pill is going to come.
Right. There will be,
if it is coming, it's good, but you know.
Do you really think it will work?
I don't, as far as my the knowledge already available, I don't see anything.
Yeah. So the simple, the concepts of Ayurveda about the concept of health is totally different than the concept of absence of disease in the Western world, in the Western science or the Western medicine. But Ayurveda has a very basic thing. Like these are the tripods of the life. This is the pattern. This is the things you should follow it and see who you are. What is your body type? That is, and depending upon your body type, you do the activities, the ahara, vihara, and sleep. The tripods follow the brahmacharya kind of concept. So ahara is more about talking about the food, balanced food, wholesome food, healthy food, clean food, freshly made food, which is a sattvic concept food. Then talking about the lifestyle, where you are thinking about when you are waking up, what you are going to do, like, you know, with certain rituals, like, you know, waking up, cleaning the internal body, external body, doing your practices before you put the food inside your mouth, you know. So you do all the practices which can open and help your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, and then you do the things which, whatever your time allows you, depending upon your day, because of the occupation plays important role too. So do the rituals what are required or what you want to practice, 30, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, and then start your day with a light breakfast if needed. If you are hungry, then only you have a breakfast. Eat when you are hungry, drink when you are thirsty. Depending upon Vata person will be different, Pitta person will be different, Kapha person will not even feel hungry until 1 p.m. But Vata will be, like Pitta will be hungry at the 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. because of his Prakriti, right? So listen to your body, act on it, maintain it, balance it out, and enjoy your journey. So the whole concept of Ayurveda is swasthasya swastha rakshanam atarasya vikarprashanam. That means maintain the health of the healthy person through the samadosha samagnesha samadhatu malakriyaha prasannatma indriyamana swastha iti apidiyate. Through the by balancing your dosha, balancing your dhatus, balancing your waste of the body, balancing your mind, balancing your sensory organs, balancing your soul, balancing your all these things together, then only you are going to feel healthy, happy. So you can achieve the goal, the 4 goals of life, dharmartha kama moksha. You can enjoy your journey for liberation. Liberate nicely. Liberate nicely.
Thank you.
So I think I wish I did fulfill your wish of whatever you wanted to learn from Ayurveda or achieve from Ayurveda.
Yes.
Or maybe I might have, I don't know where you were and where you will be now, but definitely.
Thank you. You are very dedicated, and I know you had a lot of work to look after us for 7 days. Which is giving us a food, and that's also fresh.
This is the
and
part.
Understand the concept of not reheating.
So this is that's the main thing in our country, specifically in America. Our life is busy. There is a rat race. That's everywhere nowadays, but we are busy. There is support system lack. The system, the support. It's even if I want to go and get the vegetable, I have to drive like 40 minutes to get to the farmer's market. It's a 40 minutes drive to reach to the place. So it's a toll. It's a stress. It's an unwanted stress. Whereas I can just walk and get the food, right? Go to the store.
You don't need to even get down. You can get.
That's the problem. So now everything is sedentary lifestyle. So we have to put extra efforts to do the physical act on the day-to-day basis. So that's where the boot camp and people believe in the a lot of the exercise. So what is your take on exercise and yoga and like these boot camps or the exercise concept? How do you see that?
According to their recommendation, one is strengthening exercise is more important, and aerobic exercise has to be there, probably 20-30 minutes, either brisk walking or you can run, but depending on the age, you don't want to hurt yourself. But the strengthening exercise, everybody can do it, and that's yoga came to play. But yoga do more advantages, but it also reduces your stress because it concentrate breathing, mind, and strengthening together. Where only you do the muscle strengthening, you are probably not focusing on your breathing and all that. So yoga is, if somebody can learn it, is a better way of it, but there are so many modified version of it, yoga again become business, so probably had to learn in the correct way.
Correct way, proper way, with the yamas and niyamas, and with the from the authentic lineage. That is also very important in yoga.
At least understand what yoga is and learn it, which is very great way of you can achieve multiple things in one place.
That's beautifully said, sir.
Yeah.
And that multiple modalities, the way we use in yoga, you cover so many aspects. You cover the physical aspect, you cover the mental aspect, you cover the emotional, psychological, psyche, hormones, endocrine system. So you cover multiple organ system wellness in one act. Through the breathing, through the stretches, which is the asana practice, through the mantra practice, through the japa practice. There are so many varieties or subtypes in the yoga.
Yeah, I must see how many organs that you can stimulate by yoga,
Did you see that in today's session?
Yes.
Your video, I recorded it.
Yeah.
It's more than 2 hours, that video. Yeah, it's 2.5, 3 hours video. You know, I was teaching that much and you are practicing with me. You should have told me, no? You must be tired.
I can see every muscle like.
Every muscle is worked out.
No, we wanted to know. I don't think we can do it everything, but at least we
No,
can do it and then get it into the rhythm.
Yeah. And did you observe your own strengths and your disadvantages, where we need to focus, where you need to work on? Yoga is self-awareness, self-union of mind to the body, and self-learning. Like what's happening with me, it's like x-raying your body, like the way you guys do in your office settings, you know, CT scan, this scan, x-ray, blah blah blah, all the instrumental help to understand the body. Here in yoga you have a whole opportunity to understand what's happening. Oh my, this is where I have a problem, this is where I'm feeling it today. You know, I need to work on my lower back. I'm not holding my back properly. Oh, my posture. I worked so much in the garden today, so I need to do some openers. So like that, it's a lot about what you do and how you can tackle it on the day-to-day basis. So it's all about managing it. The mind, body, and soul wellness is Ayurveda. That's where we focus. That soul concept is spirit. Spirit is breath. Breath is mind, body, bridge. That's it. Not the soul ghost concept, which I don't like. Okay. Any other questions for me? I hope you enjoyed your Panchakarma and you enjoyed your Panchakarma.
I think after a long time we sweat like that.
You did? You did very good actually. Yeah, I did a different kind of style of work with you and different kind of style of work with her, depending upon your plus minus and her plus minus. I hope you enjoyed the whole session. Alright, anything else I can do?
No, thank you very much
for sharing your all information about the basics of the life, what we need for our community. This is very helpful.
Like it has been said here also, people are looking at the vision of Thomas Edison has told in 1930s, the doctor of the future will give no medicine, but will interest her or his patient in care of the human frame and proper diet and in the cause and prevention of the disease. By Thomas.
Where is that? Send me this one. This is a beautiful quote. Yeah. I can put a huge here on
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
Yeah, it's by Thomas Edison. So people here also looking at it, but the problem is the marketing. Has to, marketing outweighs, demolish everything else. So.
And the way the concept of health and balance and these diluted terms are in the market, it's very confusing to many of the people, you know. I think it's very confusing. I'm eating the healthy food, which is a healthy packaged food.
I come from California and I eat here, right?
Yeah. So the base of Ayurveda is Desham, Disham, Balam, Kalam, Sattvam, Satmyam, Aharam. The first entry comes for the Desh. Desh means country. Local. I will take
you had to look at other things also, that blue zone people, that they lived local. A lot of people, they not even travel outside their community.
Oh my God, that's so good to know. See? This is so good. Yeah.
That's why all the blue zones are. That's very interesting to read.
Blue zone, right? I'm going to read and look for it. Because the way you... I heard about this from one of my clients from Santa Fe. He explained me the same thing about their community somewhere in Europe. I don't know. So, thank you so much for sharing all this information. I will take a leave. I have another doctor coming in. She's a family medicine practitioner. So my weekends are crazy, sir.
Oh.
Because you guys
don't. So he's going to come and start?
No, she's my regular. She wants to conceive in future, so we are going to change her mindset and getting ready for the body for next year, because she's planning to conceive in the future. So we are doing husband-wife both.
That's the one you can stop that one.
Yeah.
One of the lady in